Locodoco back with another VOD review. We have 100 Thieves versus TSM. This is my second time doing this VOD review. The first time, Tony came into me doing the VOD review, and he called me biased. How dare he call me biased? If anything, I'm biased towards TSM, not towards 100 Thieves. But let's talk about the interesting point from 100 Thieves. They have Soligo, an academy player, subbing in for Huhi. So yeah, Soligo used to be a collegiate player. He also used to play in amateur teams way back then. And apparently he's been doing pretty decent in academy. So the two champions that he's good on are LeBlanc and Syndra. So a lot of 100 Thieves game plan is going to revolve around getting him either LeBlanc or Syndra. Opening up with Alistar first pick, very flexible pick, can go anywhere. One thing that people have been doing is either Alistar or Galio first pick and following up with Jarvan afterwards, and Galio plus Jarvan is an incredibly good CC comp, incredibly good engage comp. Alistar is just better all around, but I think Galio plus Jarvan is something that NA teams can pick more of and see a lot more success with. So Israel and Kench signal 131 from TSM. I mean, it's also a comfort pick because Israel is Zben's comfort pick, and Kench is, I wouldn't say Smoothie's comfort pick. Somewhat Smoothie's been playing more of it, but yeah. Israel, Kench, LeBlanc, this definitely signals a 131. They are going to look to split push much as possible. While 100 Thieves, already with Alistar, Jarvan, and Sivir, this is going to signal team fight. They're going to want a team fight much as possible. So you already have two drafts going very separate ways. So now what TSM is doing is they're banning out LeBlanc counters and Lissandra and Rides. These are probably the two champions most good to play against LeBlanc, and that's why they're banning it. And also Rides is a great split pusher later on. One thing I think they would have done if they had a little bit more research was probably ban Syndra instead of the Rides, because Soligo is much better on Syndra LeBlanc than any of his other champions. So probably a little bit of mis-research, or they were fine with, we'll just draft accordingly instead of trying to ban out this guy's specialty. And Nocturne is also a 131 champion. So far all four of TSM's champs have been 131 and split push oriented. And finally Riven for the last pick. I mentioned this in the first VOD review, but I would definitely like it if they took Yorick instead of Riven. Riven is, I mean, Broken Blade's namesake, right? Like, Riven has a Broken Blade. I'm pretty sure that's why he named himself Broken Blade, because he played a lot of Riven, and he's a really big fan of Riven. Would you have banned Nocturne instead of Fiora or Jax? Yeah, I probably would have banned Nocturne, because Acadian hasn't played stuff like Lee, or stuff that have been a little bit more up and down, I would say, and that requires a lot more skill expression, and he's been playing a lot of stuff like Sejuani, so I do think Nocturne ban also would have been really nice. But they were just trying to protect the Aatrox pick much as possible, which is okay way to do things. Like, you have to protect the pick. Oh, also, they probably would, I'm not sure if they would have needed to ban Seju on top of Nocturne, but if you ban Nocturne, Acadian probably goes Sejuani there. Sejuani Riven, that's also dangerous. Is Elise meta right now? Elise is meta for teams that want to play fast and that want to play aggressive early. And there's not a lot of those in NA, so I don't think you're going to see a lot of Elise in NA. So let's say if you were Cloud9 or Clutch, Cloud9 or Clutch, I can see both those teams taking Elise. Any other team in NA LCS, I cannot see them taking Elise. So let's talk about win condition a little. Oh, interesting jungle path thing. Jarvan starting the opposite side. So it looks like they warded here, and Jarvan was afraid of getting late invaded, so he started the opposite side. So as we talked about, all 5 champions on TSM's team is great at 131. So this is a very much a 131 comp. As for 100 Thieves, it's not just a team fight comp. So their main win condition is going to be team fighting with the kind of draft they have. Good engage, good engage, good engage, good flank. I mean, team fight damage dealer and Syndra. None of their champions are particularly good in side lane other than Aatrox, but TSM looking to 1-3-1 as their primary win condition, 100 Thieves, teamfight. And I would say their secondary is 1-3-1 and they can split push, but it's definitely not what they're looking to do. It's not, like, if Aatrox gets massively ahead of Riven, that's something they can pull off and they can have as like a minor win condition. I wouldn't even say it's 1-3-1. They'll probably do more of a 1-4, where TSM is looking to do a true 1-3-1. Like Syndra in a side lane is a nightmare versus Nocturne. So they'll probably do 1-4 if they do get ahead. Oh man, TSM top 2v2 has actually been problematic almost every game I saw them play in. It's really strange because if you isolate the two newest member of TSM and the two people with the least experience, it's Broken Blade and Acadian, and you tend to play towards top lane a lot, which is like should be your weak point and your weak side of the map. And they're having a little bit of problems with it. I guess it might be viewed as working on the problems for playoff, but it's definitely a weakness of TSM right now. They're top 2v2. There was a point in the game where, or there was a point in the season where the Sejuani plus melee carries top lane for TSM were working out really well, and Acadian was doing a really good job of camping the backbrush, and people were falling for it, but people stopped falling for it, and that shit got old really fast for TSM. So Acadian's positioned here just in case someday tries a dive with Jarvan. They think Jarvan might be here trying to dive with them. That's why Acadian's setting up. Bot lane just pushing in. So as an all-star, Tahm Kench is one of your least favorite lanes to play into, because you really cannot do anything on the Tahm Kench lane. If you go on to Israel, Israel can blink out, and as you're exiting out of your combo, because your combo commits you deeply into their side of the lane, the Tahm Kench can tongue you, and then Israel can Q and like keep hitting you on the way out. If you go on the Tahm Kench, they can even do the same thing. The Tahm Kench can tongue you, get 3 stacks with autos, and eat you. Someday it should just get 1 plating and recall. Not staying too long there. Okay, that was nice. Smoothie. Oh? Okay, really nice lead from 100 Thieves. Alright, let's see how this came about. This actually came about from Soligo playing the engage really well. So, we'll slow down. You can see Bjerg looking to go on Soligo here. Soligo sidestepped the chain. He sidestepped the chain, and Bjergsen, his W is on cooldown, and he just used his R, and he just used his Q. So Soligo's actually not getting proc by any of Bjergsen's additional damage. Bjergsen can't proc his Q because he missed his chain. So there's a lot of damage that's missing on Soligo. So he's living with like 100 HP, and he cleansed the Ignite at the end. I don't think he needed to cleanse the Ignite at the end, but yeah, he's going to live anyways. But yeah, Soligo did a really great job of dodging that chain, and then now he's completely fine. So now Smoothie moves in here thinking, okay, they might commit even deeper now that they have Afro, but Smoothie didn't think about Onda coming here. And Bjergsen already used his spells already, and he used his ultimate while cooldowns are coming back up. He really can't do much. And then now Soligo coming back in, putting his damage in. Smoothie flash. On the flank, on the following up with flash and following along. Acadian trying to go for Onda, who already has his Cinderhulk, and Acadian doesn't have his jungle item complete. So Onda's pretty tanky at this point, and going back in and killing Acadian. And Soligo regened a lot from getting the kills and using his corrupting pot. So Soligo back to nice HP, so where even if Bjergsen goes on him, it's actually not going to kill him at all. So that whole sequence of events actually started really well because Soligo did a great job of dodging out Bjergsen's chains. And also, if Bjergsen played it differently, where he QW'd instead, or flash QW'd, then Soligo also would die. Bjergsen not proccing his second Q damage is really big there. Yeah. Because he went back in with W, and he tried to Q chain, and he wasn't able to get the Q chain, so it was impossible for him to kill Soligo. Yeah, and then just the follow-up that we talked about. Now, 100 Thieves has so much pressure on bot side, able to get Earthstrike pretty easily. It's a really nice start for 100 Thieves. One of the biggest things that TSM has going early is LeBlanc pressure on top of Nocturne in killing Syndra. And if that pressure and that pressure never happens onto Syndra and she doesn't die, Syndra going into mid game is very, very happy if she doesn't die at all versus LeBlanc. It's a skill matchup, but it's a skill matchup that's very favorable to LeBlanc. So I would say 6-4 to LeBlanc. It depends on the jungler you have and how much you can set up, but really hard for Syndra to set up kills on LeBlanc, but LeBlanc can set up kills on Syndra very easily on the matchup. I think we're gonna see both teams play it slow, or we're gonna see. Oh, Bjergsen still has W. Oh my god, he lives. Oh damn, if he lived there, that would have been so bad. Yeah, these 2-for-1 trades for mid side is not good at all. Also, let's review a little bit on Soligo there, but I'm pretty sure he could have done this without dying. Okay, so alright, let's watch it. Oh shit, he lands a stun on Bjerg. How? QE W auto, dodge the chain, auto. Bjergsen has one more chain. You need to dodge the one more chain. Bjergsen flash. On the follow-up with ult. Find the right Bjergsen. So Soligo's HP bar is here. We can check here, actually. It's here. If he Zhonya's properly, right after he uses his ult, he shouldn't take any damage. So let's see if he takes any damage. Let's see if he's Zhonya'd properly. So, oh yeah, he gets chunked down to half. Because once you start casting your ult, you can Zhonya immediately. He should have just R Zhonya's. So he gets chunked down to about half of what he had from Nocturne. Cleanses out from the fear. Bjergsen tried to get on him. Got the nice E off, but Acadian has speed with his Q trail, and he also flashed. And then he's able to get the kill. Damn, if he Zhonya's properly, he actually lives there. And that's a 2-for-0. And still, Soligo and Onda and Afro doing a good job around playing around mid lane. So now 100 Thieves had a lead in jungle. Mid is kind of even with all those kills, because all the kills went over to jungle. Them getting Herald first too. If it's before 14 minutes, they're getting Herald. If it's pre-14 minute Herald, they just use it down mid. LeBlanc has a hard time wave clearing, and when you use a Herald, okay, they use the Herald top. That's fine too. Yeah, but it's pre-14 minutes, so that's a lot of turret plating gold. So 100 Thieves up 3.3k, or actually going almost all the way up to 4k gold, or 3.5k gold up on TSM. Why does NA go tank Jarvan? Without question, because tank Jarvan is easier. No, I don't think he ulted LeBlanc clone there. And also, I'm not going to go back and check. Now, second Mountain Drake coming up. This is so important for 100 Thieves to take. Like, Mountain Drakes, why they're so good and so important is they help with taking turrets, which is something you naturally need to do to progress the game. But on top of that, getting Mountain Drake means you have a Baron Rush. And a Baron Rush is one of the strongest plays. Like, think of it this way. You have, on average, let's say it takes a team 15 seconds to kill Baron. So you want to make sure a team never has 15-second window, or like a 14-second, 13-second window, because if you find out about it too late, then you can't do anything about it. That they don't have, let's say, 15-minute second window to ever be alone at Baron without you looking. And Mountain Drake amplifies the speed of that, and as the game time goes on, it amplifies it even more and more so it goes from we can't lead this team with 15 seconds without vision at Baron to we can't lead this team 10 seconds without vision at Baron to we can't lead this team for 7 seconds without vision at Baron. So it will get just rougher and rougher for TSM if 100 Thieves are continuously able to stack Mountain Dragon and get to a point where they can melt Baron. HDI Zimmizi, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub, man. Very much appreciated. Yeah, Mountain Drake also very good versus 131 because 131 wants to be on the side and you can prevent them from being on the side for a long time. A little bit of a mistake here from Soligo in terms of positioning. Or not Soligo, from Bang in terms of positioning. Yeah, he's walking all the way up here where he can get collapsed on. Just silly positioning. He should wait a little bit for Alistar and Jarvan to be closer and then he can do plays like that. Oh man, Broken Blade having a rough time in side lane. Yeah. So there comes a point where Riven can beat Aatrox, but when Aatrox has items like this, Ghost Blade and Black Cleaver so early, it's so hard for Riven to actually function. Yeah, now after they get this turret, they can send Aatrox bot lane and start pressuring Baron. It's almost 20 minutes, 2 Earthquakes, a lot of good things for 100 Thieves coming up. Just that Baron control with Aatrox pushing bot, and actually Mountain Drake coming up too, 3rd Mountain Drake. Yeah, 100 Thieves getting the 3rd Mountain Drake makes the game very fucking hard. Getting that Mountain Drake into pressuring Baron, next thing up for 100 Thieves. They're actually in so much control of this game. 5k gold up on TSM, holy shit. When you have this much control as a teamfight comp versus a 1-3-1 comp, it's really easy to close out the win. Get the objectives, get the Baron, and pretty much game over. You just start pushing 2 waves. Well, yeah, I would love to see them just go Mountain Drake. Yeah, push out top lane once and let's go Mountain Drake. They don't have to worry about top side that much. What they want to do is, I'll try to explain. So the first thing 100 Thieves wants to do is get this mid turret. That's step 1. Get that mid turret. After they get that mid turret, step 2 is Baron control. So they get this triangular vision on Baron. And then after that is starting Baron with mid pushed up. So first get mid turret and then get the triangular vision in their red jungle and then start doing Baron. And they can use Someday in a lot of ways. They can use Someday to constantly split push bottom and teleport behind whenever they are about to start Baron. If they have hard time getting vision or hard time getting mid lane, they can call on Sunday and start actually playing for mid lane and be able to get it on Sunday or able to get it on TSM. Or if they need help getting vision, they can call on Someday. What basically Someday will help them do is ease out any of the process they're having a hard time with. This is a really dangerous spot for Soligo. Oh, him being up there. Oh, Someday had to burn teleport too. Remember what we talked about where it was important for 100 Thieves to be and what they should be doing? Number 1, mid turret. Number 2, Baron vision. And then number 3, actually executing on Baron. they're straying away from the order of the things they should be doing things. Like, yes, that top wave is there, but also that top wave is fucking dangerous, and you don't have pressure on enemy red jungle, so it's really hard for you to go in there. This is 100 Thieves doing things out of order, not prioritizing the right things on the map. Yes, getting top pushed out is important, but getting top pushed out is secondary compared to getting vision on their red jungle. So, someone asking about pros and cons of Riven in competitive play. So Riven is a very resilient laner a lot of times, especially when she versus other melee champs because she has so many dashes and shields. So Riven is a very resilient laner. She doesn't get outlaned that hard. None of her matchups are absolutely terrible. She can always farm a little at turret, and she's very hard to just deny completely. So that's one benefit of Riven. And the other one is she actually works really well with junglers. So whenever she has her third Q procced and then she does QW, that's very long duration CC. I don't like them this is just very lazy Baron control. They don't push mid out all the way. They're not controlling red jungle. This is just extremely, extremely lazy Baron control. And they're not really involving Someday in the Baron control too. That's the other problem. They need to push out mid and go into enemy red jungle and place the wards down. Yeah. 100 Thieves, I mean, they naturally got the second mid turret, but 100 Thieves not very good about doing things in order and like really recognizing their win condition in Baron and playing that out. I would love to see them actually fucking push up mid and get control of red side and play for Baron. Instead, they're just trolling. They're never doing step 2. Control this triangular vision of TSM. This is super important for 100 Thieves, and they're not doing it. Okay, they finally do it, thank God. They control the vision, but they're not putting down wards. I want them to be putting wards behind there so they can actually have Someday, or not, yeah, they can actually have Someday flank. Okay, they killed Zben. Broken Blade, no flash. I don't like them chasing after this too much. Why aren't they set up Baron? Guys, you guys killed Israel. Now Baron's so free. Oh, are they like allergic to doing... Okay, they finally are doing it. They're doing Baron. Alistar. Oh no, please. Oh my goodness. So when they're doing this, right? And they're above the wall and they need help, they should just have Someday teleport. That's one way to do it. Or another thing they can do is Afro go around here. So either Someday teleport or Afro goes around so they can't fuck with you like behind the wall is super important. Or Someday pushes out, and if they place wards before, Someday can teleport behind them. Oh, this is why that step 2 of putting wards behind them was actually important. And they never got it done. They didn't place wards. These are all zombie wards that you can't teleport onto. Oh my god. This is actually such lazy control. If they control this better, and they sent Alistar to loop around, or Alistar W across the wall to make sure they can't come in, or Someday teleport behind because they had wards there in the first place, then the situation just solves itself. But because they were lazy about the setup, they got into a 50-50 Baron, and TSM ends up taking the Baron. If they have Baron here, 100 Thieves, Baron, Aatrox with 1000 gold bounties but pushing on a Riven, a comp that's extremely easy to engage, Alistar, Jarvan, split pushing with Baron. Man, this Baron play would have been backbreaking for TSM. It would have broke the game. I just don't understand this play. I think they looked a little better with illegal. So they look a little better with illegal, sure. But their problem is their mid and late game shot calling. Do you think they should nerf bounty? 1k seems like a lot. I think 1k, I think it's fine for champions to have 1000 gold bounty and for it to max out at 1000 gold bounty. I don't think they should, I don't think someday should ever be at 1000 gold bounty from 2 kills. I think that's fucking bullshit. Guys, here's my bounty system. Here's my bounty system. My bounty system, listen up guys, listen up. After you start, all bounties start at 300 gold. All bounties start at 300 gold. And you get 100 gold bounty per kill or per 100 CS. So if you have 100 CS and 2 kills, then you'll have a bounty of 300 gold, and that's where your bounty will start. Your bounty starts the moment you have bounty of 300, and you can only get a bounty from getting kills or farming 100 CS, and 100 CS equals 1 proc of bounty. That way, like bounty is, I feel like that's way more fair than what it is right now. Right now is some bullshit system about gold difference between you and the laner. 100 CS is huge though. 100 CS is huge, but 100 CS, what about assists? Assists don't I don't think assists really, maybe assists count towards 50 gold per bounty. That one I'll have to think of. But I don't like the bounty being about gold differential between you and the other person. Imagine being 2-0 and having the bounty of a Yonko. So 2k gold up in CS equals 300 gold in kill. Yeah, I'm more fair about CS bounties because CS bounty will happen for everyone eventually. And also, like if someone is missing from the game, right, and they're just racking up CS, like you have to not participate in fights to be racking up incredible amounts of CS. And for you to do that, then you're not putting pressure on the map and you're just in a side lane. I'm fine with stuff like that. Afro bush play. Oh, he waited 1 minute in that brush. Oh, so this is what Reddit meant. Oh, fuck. Oh my god, look at Smoothie laughing. Wait, he didn't even ult there when Bjergsen went on him. Oh, this team's so broken. They snuck Elder. He literally gets seen by Scrying Orb. Oh. So he got seen by Scrying Orb. He waited there thinking. He was probably, to be honest, he was probably all tabbed and talking. Okay, 100 Thieves. Lazy Baron start again without fucking Baron control. They get Baron. TSM TPing, ending the game. Oh, 100 Thieves actually able to defend it. This is another one of those games that doesn't have true winners. Aatrox has the 1000 gold bounty on Riven, but now Riven caught up a lot in terms of item. She caught up a lot in terms of item. There was a point in the game where Aatrox has 2 core items and Riven only just finished her 1 core item. And it was a really good spot for Aatrox to be in. Now Aatrox has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 core items. Riven has 1, 2, 3.5. This is actually not that bad, being 3.5 core to 5 comparatively when you're Riven to an Aatrox. Because there comes a point in the game where Riven is able to beat the Aatrox. Yeah, and they're both level 18 too. There was also a level difference that played into it, but a lot of the advantage has gotten a lot smaller. I mean, TSM couldn't do much. They were behind the whole game pretty much, and they played well with how behind they are. I actually agree. They played pretty decently for how behind they were. But why the fuck were they behind to 100 Thieves in the first place? That's the problem. Why are they behind to a team that's using an academy mid lane? So I agree. I actually agree on the point that TSM played well from behind, but this is a game where they should never be behind in the first place. So Ligo, they're gonna go for you. Holy shit, that is rolled. Holy shit, they're so disjointed. We'll look at this team fight again. I'm not sure how Anda died. I am not sure how Anda died. They should have been able to 3 and hit them. Okay, so they have Baron buff. They're walking up. They're walking up. They get turret. Afro's getting poked. Anda goes for EQ. Tomcatch uses W. Oh no, Anda. Oh no, Anda. Tomcatch has flash. Let's imagine for a sec we don't go on Tomcatch here. And we're like, okay, we got turret. Play slow, play slow. Play for inhib, play for inhib. And they get top inhibitor also. And they start 3 inhibiting TSM and they play with the wave. While they have 3 Earth Dragons. Just imagine. Instead of committing that deeply in there. And getting straight Israel ulted. Because they can just use Aatrox ult, and Aatrox ult is pressure for them to get inhibitor. There's a lot of things they can do. Oh, it's just so frustrating because they had this game. Like here, you want me to tell you what good teams will do? Alright guys, let's get the inhib, let's get the inhib. Fake engage, fake engage. Someday use ult and zone them. Someday use ult and zone them, and on the look for engage. Saligo, be closer to us, be close to us. We can get inhib. Alright, walk up, walk up, walk up. Alright, going on Kench, going on Kench. And then, what is it? Here, they should never be... If they're going here, Saligo should either be closer to them or not be there at all. And Afro should be the one here zoning Broken Blade. Because Saligo here, Afro watching for Broken Blade, and everyone else just manning it for themselves and not committing out here on Kench. Because Afro can just zone the hell out of Broken Blade. When Alistar separates his combo, whenever he uses W and Q separately, they should have been able to... They can easily get... Like, Alistar... So, a lot of people think of Alistar as he can just combo in a team fight, and Alistar is just about a combo. But in a game state like that, Alistar doesn't want to just combo. What Alistar wants to do is separate his spells, where he separates his W and Q, so he'll... Oh my god. Damn, people dying right before Elder Drake. Alistar will use W to knock back and then Q to knock up separately instead of using it in a combo to actually zone them. Yeah, Bang build also stupid as fuck. 2 lifeline items. Maw and Phantom Dance there. Koreans infamously have bad builds so many of the time. I think there was a lot of times where Piglet had bad builds. Because, you know, because the Koreans don't have analysts. So a lot of times they don't crunch the numbers. And a lot of Korean players, when you ask them, oh, why do you build X? Why do you build Y? It feels good. I feel strong when I get it. That's a very common answer you'll get. Bang not having lifesteal versus that team is actually problematic. Give up Baron, give up Elder. Well, they didn't give it up, but they should never be in a position where they're not the ones in control of it. So he has 3 crit items, 1 Guardian Angel, 1 Hex Drinker, and no lifesteal. No lifesteal is actually huge later in the game. Man. I mean, Bang is scared of LeBlanc and Riven, but you also have Alistar. Alistar has a great peel for LeBlanc and Riven. Would BT have been better? For sure. For sure he wants Bloodthirster this game. I think he wants Bloodthirster instead of GA. Or even Hex Drinker. Or, yeah, I think he probably wants Bloodthirster instead of Lifeline. Because he has a Phantom Dancer already. Oh, the way 100 Thieves engage is so separate. Someday off to the side. Oh, Yaoza. This is fucking a Yaoza game. Damn. So, TSM actually played pretty well this game after they fell behind. They did a really shitty job of getting ahead, and they fell behind early game, and they could never run their 1-3-1 properly until later on in the game, where the Riven that was like Flame Horizon by the Aatrox actually outscaled the Aatrox. So the game had to go on so long for it to get to this point, but it actually got to this point, and they're able to win now. But man, fucking 100 Thieves, you guys had 3 Earthstrakes. You had 3 Earthstrakes, easy Baron setup, and you still lost this game. It's fucking heartbreaking. The fucking tragedy is not that Bang sold his GA and went for a BT there. He still has 2 lifeline items. The fucking tragedy is not that 100 Thieves loss, is they subbed out their mid laner for an academy mid, and they still could have won this game, and then they still lost. That's the fucking tragedy. Better sell GA anyways though, right? Because it's useless without the passive. I mean, the passive will come back up. I don't think the Hex Drinker is doing him any good. Getting double defensive items is really bad as an AD carry, because all your items work, like AD carry items by themselves are pretty weak items. Like Infinity Edge by itself is pretty weak compared to like mage items and their equivalents. Where AD carry items really shine is when you have multiples of them, like stacking and working well with each other. And when you buy 2 defensive items, it really fucks with that equation. So AD carries honestly can never build 2 defensive items, and they should only build the single defensive item, and 4 single defensive item, 4 offensive items, and 1 boost.